as we mentioned, there are only 4 more sleeps until the spookiest and scariest night of the year, Halloween. And for many, it's a time to dress up and celebrate all things ghoulish. But for some, there's one costume that is more unnerving than the rest.
Right,
the clown.
Okay. Yes, got to be wary here.
Yes, but why has the modern-day jester become a thing of nightmares?
Yeah, here is your warning. We are joined today, and it's going to happen in just a moment. So if you are suffering from
it's a strange word, isn't it?
Then we're joined by Bibbledy Bob, who has been a clown for 17 years and says there is nothing to be afraid of. First, though, Nik and Eva Speakman are here because this fear of clowns isn't that uncommon. And as I said, it's got its own name.
Yeah, it has.
It certainly has, yeah. And it isn't uncommon at all. I mean, there's no stats in the UK, but apparently 7.8% of Americans are frightened of clowns. And if there's any stats on, you know, the top 10 phobias, usually a clown phobia's in there.
So why is it... I mean, is it from the movie? Is it entirely to blame for this?
Not entirely, but that is a significant component to most people that struggle with the clown phobia. That has definitely been up there. But on the show over the last 10 years, we've worked with 4 people who've had a phobia of clowns. Yeah. Everyone was quite different. One was a Jack-in-the-Box, one was because of the film It, one was because of a video cover, one was because she didn't quite understand what was going on at a party. So it can vary, and it depends on how old they are as well and what's actually happened to them, and parental reaction.
You say that in general, phobias are irrational. There's nothing to be scared of.
That's right. No, I mean, no one's born with a phobia, but when it comes to clowns, one of the considerations is what's known as the Uncanny Effect, where it mixes the familiar with the unfamiliar. So we know what a person is normally like, but then when they start having big shoes and, you know, and exaggerated makeup and bright-coloured clothes, we feel uneasy because we know what someone looks like, but then there's an unfamiliarity about it.
And that's what suddenly becomes
But why
quite
doesn't
scary.
that happen with... when you go to Disney and Mickey Mouse, it probably does, but not to a greater degree, or when you see other people in other costumes.
And that's exactly because we're introduced to that from an early age, whereas with children and clowns, you'll tend to go to a birthday party, for example, so you don't know what's going to be there, and suddenly a clown turns up.
But also with Mickey Mouse, it's a full costume. And people are frightened of things like that. That's a different phobia. It's called masculophobia. But with a clown, you can actually see the face, and that's the issue.
It's the familiar looking unfamiliar that gives that kind of turbulence in your mind.
So, as we know from watching you and what you do, this is something that you can easily learn, but also unlearn.
Yes.
So you've got some tips to help people.
Yes, I mean, if you've got a clown phobia, always the best thing to do is to work back, you know, like how did it start? Because as you say, Phillip, the actual definition of a phobia is an irrational fear. So what actually happened, and you've got to work it back and kind of pick it apart, and then consider to yourself, I've got to see it for what it actually is and not how it felt to me back then. Because it's all about perception. So it's actually pulling apart how you saw it and then looking for evidence as to why what you believe in isn't true. So looking for positive things, such as a lot of clowns go into hospitals to help children, to cheer them up. Obviously, we've got Bob here, who I think that's his thing in life, is cheering people up and seeing the positives in them, and that they are just a human being underneath with actual feelings.
As a parent, you've also got to be careful you don't pass it on.
Yep, completely. Again, you know, biggest phobia in the world, spiders, most commonly passed on by a parent because you see a reaction. Just as we learn our accents from our environment and parents, same goes with fears. So if you're a parent with a fear, you also have to be so cautious of how you react.
Yeah, not to pass it on.
So that your children, when they're looking at you.
Well, Bibbledy Bob, welcome. You've been sitting very patiently at the end there. Nice to see
you again.
What made you want to become a clown in the first place?
It happened completely by accident. My sister Julie and her husband Paul had got twins, and they booked a clown. And at the time, I was a professional DJ. And I was at this party watching this guy have a whale of a time. He was having a laugh on 2 levels. He was having a laugh with the children, but he was making jokes with the adults. It was a red-hot day. And he said, "It's OK, Julie, clown will die first," front page of the Tamworth Herald. And I thought, he's getting paid to have a laugh.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with it. And I walked out that back garden and said to my wife, "I'm going to be a clown." And she went, "Oh, God, not again." I've got form for these kind of airbrain schemes. And so I literally Googled clown school and went to clown school, and I've never looked back, and I absolutely love it. And the Speakmans are exactly right. Sometimes parents, I also do a man in a red coat. We've got to be careful in case children are watching. But they thrust the child forward when clearly the child's not ready emotionally. And it's more the parents' fault. They're creating this fear because they're pushing the child forward. No, go see Santa or go see the clown. And the child's not ready. And it should always be at the child's pace, really. Because we're here to make people smile.
Yeah, and that's a really great point, that if we prepare our child in advance, so we know we're going to a party, we know there's a clown or somebody in costume, and we prepare them and really make it a positive. We're going to go, there's going to be this man there and he's called a clown and he's amazing, then that will be your child's expectation.
Yeah.
And then they will love it.
Yeah,
Definitely. What do you learn at clown school?
I learned to be a clown, face painting, circus skills, balloon modelling, and I just absolutely fell in love with it.
Did you ride a bike? Do you actually learn to ride on those little bikes?
I've got a clown car and I've got a police clown car, and I get to do loads of festivals in the summer, and I just go along arresting people for being double parked with a pushchair.
Yeah.
Or I have
So this is something you love. I can see just by talking to you, you have a real passion for it. It's something that brings many people and yourself joy. Do you get upset then that there's this other side to it, that there is this phobia, and there's a lot, we have to give a warning before we can even show your face today?
Not really, because there's two sides to clowning. There's definitely me, and I'm here to make everybody smile, and it's just a big laugh. But of course, the movie industry have made great ways forward with clown films, of course, and no one can deny that. But that's a completely different genre of clowning. And just like there's different types of doctors, well, I'm a happy clown, and I'm here to make people smile. And I see children's faces light up. When I was in the green room this morning, your doctor came in, and her face beamed, and she told me that her children love clowns and that her child's been really poorly, and that in a hospital a clown used to come and entertain them.
Yeah.
And you guys said about hospital clowns, when children are really poorly, it's scientifically proven they heal quicker when people make them smile and laugh. And so we're not only making people smile and laugh at us, sometimes doing really important work. And let's face it, after the last 18 months, everybody needs a smile.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I think anyone watching who might be just on the cusp might think, no, OK, he's a friendly clown.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
you're
so
good,
nice.
Phil. You're not.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love to see you
Thank
again.
you.